Alright, hello everyone. We're gonna balance the game and fix everything. Again. Except this time it gets to be kind of interesting. Because the game isn't horribly unbalanced at, like, the tippy top. So we get to do more interesting changes that aren't just, let's make the meta more tolerable, but, like, let's introduce cool things. So, that's kind of cool. We'll be doing that today. So this document will be edited. This is just kind of all old stuff, and we're going to go through that. And everyone on Twitch will see an Ink TV overlay because I'm too lazy to move it because I'm going to stream watching that later today. We got two interesting matches. Anyway, what do I want to do? All the same. Okay, also, yeah, I forget. Twitch is going to see this before my main channel patch video. So I am doing a video on changes I want for the main channel. All of those will be there, but that's just like... That was stuff that I didn't cover in my previous patch video back when the game came out and focus on specific theming. So that was not... It will not be all the changes I want. So that will be a more smaller, in-depth video on the most important changes I want to the game. And then this will be... I will throw literally everything here that I want to be changed ever. So, yeah, you guys get the more in-depth 1 hour version, I guess. I don't know. Anyway. Crab. Do I still think it needs a nerf? Chat, press 1 to nerf crab, press 2 to not nerf crab. I'm curious what popular consensus is. Wow! The majority of you guys still think it needs a nerf. So I was debating just making V-Splash 220. Like, that was my thought process, just make V-Splash 220, and I think it's kind of okay if Splash is 220. 220 is ugly? It is. But 210 feels like... Maybe 210 would be enough. Expo shot should have a smaller radius. Yeah, but it only does 30. Splash is the problem. I don't think Splash is actually overtuned. I think Splash is kind of like... It's a good main weapon, but I don't think it's like that good. 30% of comps. Yeah, but that's because the West's too lazy to pick up Splatlings in time, like, in team settings. I think... You know what, I'll be the contrarian. I think Crab not being nerfed is okay. 220 won't do that much. 220 on double splash is 40 points more for every special, every single time you get crabs. I think it's a lot. I'm gonna say it doesn't need it. I'll be the contrarian. I'll talk about it later. We'll get to splash later. Yeah, not anymore. 220 is gonna be on splash, but we'll get to that. Missile. Yeah, I still like this change. I don't think anything's gonna change. I still don't like Booyah stalling. And I think this is like, it only hurts stalling. Because I don't want to hurt Booyah as an entry tool, and this doesn't, it only hurts its stalling. Because Booyah being an entry tool that's good right now, I think is very important. Kraken. Yeah. This is good. This is good. But I feel like this isn't enough. But I don't know what else to do. Why not 1.92? I don't think it should be as fast as a player. Like, I think Kraken should be slower than players. Kraken's fast as it is right now. No, it's definitely not. We are not here to fix maps. We're here to bounce around them. There should be some missile weapons stuck to nerf it right now. I don't care. That special needs to get, like, toned back. I guess, like... See, 1.85 seems like a lot, but it's only slightly faster than the charge spam. So no, Intensify would be too good a buff, because then you effectively also buff its movement speed, because you just charge slash spam. So that'd be too broken. Could maybe reduce the M lag, but that's risky. Maybe 1.85 is enough for now. Can super jump? Yeah. Actually, I think that's the nudge it needs, too. I think this would make it like A tier on the specials tier list I did. Sub-defense effect specials again? That's a terrible idea. I don't think they should do it. Like, Inkjet just got good. We don't need to make Inkjet garbage again. Cooler. Okay. So... now, Cooler's really bad right now. Or not really bad, but like... Sub-power I'm sold on. But what here? Yeah, the only Cooler weapon being used is Try, which is one of the best main weapons in the game with Fizzy Bomb. So the fact that that thing's not being used that much should tell you about Cooler not being in a great spot. Yeah, I'm thinking of changing the sub-defense to just give it, to just giving it max swim run. That's what I've been thinking. Like, why not just max the swim run instead? Because sub-defense, now that they buffed it a bit, I feel like it's very risky. So why not just give max sub power and then give max swim run? So I'm thinking 57 and then just add sub power in its entirety. Because, like, it's not gonna make it an entry tool, but this kind of helps. Like, I think this helps enough to let it be like a fourth special in comps without it being a major downside. Give it res, it already has it. The only other thing I can think of would be, no. Never mind. I was gonna say buff the stand size, but that would be kind of jank. I really like the changes they did last patch. No, it should not give HP. Giving HP is a terrible idea. Team-wide HP can work, but it's not a good idea, and it's way too risky to just throw into the game. Oh! Wait. No, I know Gray wanted this. Wait. What do we think of this, chat? What do we think of this? Because this would A, make it function on Dapple, and B, like, I know what Gray likes to do with Zap is just paint and throw coolers at the team and not go in with them. So now if it's like a Tetra, the Tetra grabs a drink, goes in, dies, jumps to the Zap, and then grabs a drink and does it again. But it's only the cooler player that can forfeit their drink. Kind of like how only the beacon user gets one jump to their own beacon. I guess this part's also not needed to clear up. Oh no, actually, I guess this doesn't fix Dapple. Because Dapple wouldn't be able to do it. Oh well. Dapple's kind of screwed anyway, so whatever. But I think this would be interesting. So I'm gonna go with it. Okay. No, you can't stack the coolers. I mean, that would be pointless. It's already max anyway, so like there's nothing to stack now. Because the swim speed here wouldn't stack. We made it max. If the maps were good, how would you rate cooler? If it was real maps, I'd probably say A tier. A or S. It's hard to say, though. The game would be very different. Chumps. I think this isn't even needed, actually. I think these changes together are good enough. Like, I think these are all I really want with Cooler. I mean, not with Cooler, with Chump. 3570? Nah, because if it's 70, then it combos like 2 Chumps combo. That'd be really obnoxious. I think its damage can't be changed, and I think its HP can't be changed. But I think its radius is just tiny. Yeah, I think this honestly might be fine. You can't increase the damage though, that's the thing. Like, the next highest damage number for a direct hit would be 65, and that would combo with the 35. You can't do it. Like, that's such a scary change. It's not gonna be Missile 2.0. Completely different special. I think this is fine. Like, this will make them actually threatening. Like, the area that they'll actually deal damage is gonna be much larger. And then because they're, like, also clumped together, like, these will stack to make getting hit by multiple chumps a lot easier. The only other thing I was thinking of is maybe making the chumps hitbox a bit larger, but I think it's fine as it is now. I kind of like that you can almost shoot over it if you arc your shot. I think that's kind of an interesting thing with the game. So I think these changes together would actually stack very well. But, like, what I want Chump to do is I want Chumps to be reliable damage when they explode, and right now their radius is just pathetic. Okay. Slider. Yeah, I think now we just do these 3. I'm still in favor of, like, because Slider's made to just get behind people, but it doesn't go far enough to actually get behind people. So I feel like just let it go behind people. Like, just let it go really far. Like, that way, even if the Slider dies, like, you're now pulling them 33% farther. So, like, if a Tetra sharks in and then dies, they're gonna die further back and create more of an opening for their team, which is, like, the weapon's whole deal. So I like that change. And then these are just splashdown stuff. But I think it's cool and it fits. Like, Tetra would like to splashdown jump as well. Yo, Rough Panda Man, thank you for the 99, thank you for the prime. Now, is this enough to make it good? Definitely not. But, like... should have 0 end lag? Part of me debates that, honestly. Like, it sounds crazy, but part of me debates just getting rid of the invincibility and the end lag entirely. But I don't... Reef turn? It's supposed to be simple. Like, that's how it's designed. They will never give it turning. I think I'm gonna just keep this. Okay. Yeah, even with turning, it's just bad stamp. Try strike. Okay, this isn't needed. I still think it should do the swim penalty and special penalty. I will have an entire video talking about try strike and why it's like overrated and the flaws with it, etc. Like this became its own video. It was supposed to just be a second channel ramble, but it kind of became its own thing. But like, let me say this. Even if you're someone who's hesitant toward the idea of it getting swim form, think of it this way. Stuff like Slosher, like Vanilla Rapid, like T-Tech, are not made to work with this special. If we're gonna keep it as limited as it is, then anything aggressive or short range will not be able to have this special and have it be good. Like, it'll be the Stingray problem, just not as bad. So like, I feel like they just have to do it and then just reduce the spammability as compensation, and it's fair, and then have it be with the movement penalty, and I think it's okay. Zuka. I think Zuka should actually last 7.5. I actually kind of like Zuka, but I think the problem is you have too little time to go for your shots. Like, if you could hold it a bit longer and take advantage of the fact that you can swim and reposition with your Zuka shots, I think it gains a lot of power. Because part of what's scary with Trizuka, like, let's say Flounder, for instance. Like, why is Shot way better than Neosplash on Flounder in terms of a retake? Because if you go and you shoot, and you get a kill, or, like, they back up, you get to follow up and put your main, like, you get to put your person in front. And on Flounder, that's why retake is so hard. That's why so many teams struggle with it. It's because they use Crab, Booyah, and Strike, and neither of those actually put your, like, person there. That's why stuff like Explo is very strong there, and stuff with Wavebreaker, if Wave was on, like, a... Honestly, Heavy is still solid there, but if Wave was on, like... If Wave was on, like, 52, like, if they made a second 52 and they put, like, Wave plus something, though I guess it wouldn't combo with it, I don't know. They already put it on all the shooters that could work with it, but, like, Wave on something that could fight with it, basically, and output it reliably would be very good. What about Zuka's inconsistencies? That's just due to the way the game handles Zuka. Like, it's just client side. It's really weird. I don't know how to explain it, but it's just, like, it's just netcode stuff. It's kind of screwed there. It's like Brawler Shield. It will always be there. The less latency a match has, the more consistent it'll be. So, just get a LAN adapter if you play Zuka. And, pray other people have a LAN adapter. That won't. Zuka's missed training dummies? I've seen that a bit, but I'm not sure if that's actually an inconsistency or just, like, the shot spinning around and not hitting it. Anyway. Vac. It should be able to eat chumps. I don't know why it can't. Very weird that it can eat, like, a stamp throw, which is supposed to go through things, but chumps are somehow immune. But what Vac needs is Vac needs the ability to cancel to the shot at any moment. That's what Vacuum actually needs. Without getting this, you would have to do, like, give it multiple shots at the end or some crap like that. And honestly, I'm going... I don't... Yeah, I still want this as a quality of life, though. But I think if you could use Vacuum, like... Say someone pops Booyah, and they throw Booyah, you pop Vac, you eat the Booyah, and then boom, you immediately shoot and you go back to your main gun. Instead of like, well, I ate the Booyah, now I'm just sitting here for 5 seconds. Is Vac mid or low tier right now? Vac is worst or second worst special in the game. It's awful. Like, it's just not worth picking. It's really bad. They're scared about Vac being OP. I mean, Vac's still scary. Like, even in this spot, it's scary. It's very easy to see why it would be good. Anyway. Stamp simple. It needs to block from the front. That's it. The front needs to be protected, and I think it's honestly a good special. Like, this, to me, brings it A, maybe even S tier, and it's done. Like, I think if you give Stamp this, you don't need to balance it anymore, and it's perfect. Bit more turning speed? They already did it, it's fine. I think its turning speed is just fine. I think this is literally the last change Stamp needs. I don't know about S tier. Well, the reason I would say it has an S tier argument if it had this is because you can switch to the main gun whenever you want, and the throw mode's very good against objects. Yeah, you can shoot it from the front, I think that has to go. But I think if that's gone, it's A to S tier special. It's in a perfect spot balance-wise. It's still very fair to fight, because you can go to the sides and shoot it. Yeah, I like it. I really think Stamp is this close to being perfectly balanced. Like, I think this is the only thing it needs. I still think Zip should get a small buff if they want it to be reliable, but I think they don't, so I'm just gonna take it out. Same for Jet. I think Jet is fine. Initially, I thought the change for Inkjet wouldn't be enough, but honestly, I think it's fine after playing it, and I think the reason I underestimated the buff is I realized why they did the jump boost thing. It wasn't actually to, like, get on places better. I think they wanted the jump boost to be a dodge. I think that was the initial intention. Because what I've been seeing, like, if you watch some of the Japanese ballpoints, like in that one weekly where two of them won, like, there was this one dude on the tent, and he was being shot at by the crab, and then once the crab was about to hit him, he boosted into the air to get his other shot off in time before he died. Because the crab took too long to track him. Could also be used to, like, get out of the way of short-range weapons. So I think that was the idea, and I think once Inkjet players realize that and start using the boost as a dodge method and get good at, like, adjusting to the boost height so you, like, dodge and shoot and you hit your target, very scary. I could see Inkjet being an S tier special instead of an A tier one if people just get a little bit more consistent at it. But I think right now the new boost is just hard to adjust to. But I think Jet, I don't know. We have to see as well when it's on more weapons. Like, I'm very much hoping end parry happens with Burst Inkjet. Curling would be fine, but, like, Burst would be... Burst Jet, especially if it's 190, like the normal dually, that would be very fun and very good. We already have Ballpoint being played again, and Ballpoint's so good for this game. So, like, imagine if they also gave us, like, a good end parry. Like, even more fun than S2. Like, that's peak, dude. I swear, like, mark my words, if they don't give Dually Inkjet, they have fumbled the bag so hard. Like, L3 and T-Tech don't have it. This is the last, like, Inkjet farming Splatoon 2 weapon with it. Like, they gotta do it. I really hope we actually get Inkjet on Dually. Anyway, subs. Yeah, subs are not gonna change much, because honestly, subs are the one thing in the game where, like, they just haven't done anything, like, none of the line marker buffs made it good, and they haven't touched any of the other subs that need it. So it's just kind of meh. I still like the idea of making Mist a Disruptor hybrid, like weaker Disruptor, but still, I still really like that. Still like this. Still like this. Still like this. Yeah, and this is really how drastic I would do line marker. Like, I think, like, not even these changes, these are nice, but they're not what makes it good. I think what line marker needs is this. This is what I think line marker needs to be good. Right here. The line needs to do damage for it to be good. Like, I think if it got just these three, it would still be the worst sub in the entire game. Like, I think it could get all three of these and still be the worst sub in the game. I'm dead serious. I think it has to get this. I think the line needs to do at least 15 damage for it to be a competent sub. Mist is worse? Mist is not worse. What if marker made you lose your special charge? I mean, that would be an interesting concept. But I think that's a risky one to do. Let's see. I don't really think any of the other subs need nerfs, though. I actually like the spot Burst is in right now at 45. Like, you get double Burst, but it's very costly. And the sub-saver curve isn't unfair, while actually being worth running compared to before. Like, it's still the best sub in the game, but, like, here's the thing. You kind of need Burst to be good. Because the alternate, if Burst is not in comps, is Quad Lethal Bomb. And that shit is not fun. Like, 4 LDE suctions was miserable. And LDE is still unchanged, which we'll talk about LDE when we get there, but... So I think Burst, like, Burst should be good, it just should not be, like, 3 to 4 Burst being good. You know? Like, you shouldn't be able to pick 4 Burst Bombs. And I think right now you shouldn't pick 4 Burst. Yeah, we'll get to LDE. Okay, Squid Surge, LDE nerf, yeah, here. Yes, I still think LDE gets a nerf. I think, like with missiles, this is just a problem waiting to happen. Like, if they gave, let's say 52. 52, what bomb do we want? Let's say Torpedo Missile. That exists, it's good tuber. Fizzy Missile. 2 of them in every comp, promise, guaranteed. Like, it will be the best. LDE is the same thing. If there's ever an opportunity for Quad Lethal Bomb in a future meta, like if Splash gets toned back too much and stuff, 100% could see this. It also still completely breaks Fizzy. Because you get double Fizzy for free with this. So like, I think this is a problem waiting to happen. And so I would like to preemptively fix it. Using Subsaver on LDE towards only 2 or 3 subs and adding mechanic where your main sub-open whiting frames increase as your weapon consumption decreases. I don't really want to mess with whiting frames. It's a very dangerous mechanic to mess with. Okay. Haunt, Respawn Punisher tone back, I still agree with. Opening Gambit. This is what Opening Gambit needs to be competitively viable. Not even good, just you can maybe pick it. 30 seconds is just too short. Like, you can wait it out. It's too short. And then the reward should be a little longer. Oh. Now, flashes on the mini-map when active. That way you can check the map and know when you have the OG perk up. Because sometimes it's kind of awkward to tell. That's what I noticed from filming that video. Anyway, and then here's the big blaster buff. Okay. Also, why is this uppercase? I think Splash just needs 220. This is my hot take. I think Neo Splash is fine. I don't even think it's that good. And I think Splash as a main weapon is fine. I do not think that, like, I think they could just make it 220 and everything would be okay. And even with 220, Double Splash would still be, like, good. But I think this would be the last little thing it needs. Even right now, I think Double Splash is fair. Like, I have fun versus Double Splash right now. And I think 3 Splash isn't good. So I think this might be enough. Hold up, give me 1 second. Okay. Yeah, I think this is enough. A timer on the minimap? Probably not needed. 52, this isn't needed. I've kind of... Okay. I still think 52 being 190 is a very stupid change. But I understand why the devs did it. Like, I get it now. Like, I think the idea is they're worried that the reason 52 isn't played too much is that 52 couldn't move. Because the wall just anchors it, so they gave it the thing that lets it move more. I think that was the idea, and I don't completely hate it as long as Will is not buffed. Yeah, T-Tech. So. So, if Strike has Squid Form, this needs to be 200. Because this, with a Squid Form Strike, would be very good. Not OP, but, like, reasonably needs a tone back. This I would not actually do anymore. Actually, yeah, try would probably... Oh, never mind. I get it. This is because of the mist buff. Mist buff, chump buff, cooler buff, cooler buff. Okay, never mind. Forge, yeah, poor Forge. I think if Forge was 190, I could see it being niche, because it would be, like, better at outputting Booyah than Machine. So I think a 190 Forge would actually be kind of interesting. Not good, just interesting. At the very least, it should be 200. This thing being 210 is stupid. And then these all lower points for special are all obvious. Cool. Alright, so here's my idea with Aerospray and Nova now. So, shooters have a mechanic where they get less accurate the more you shoot, basically. My idea is for Nova and Aero make it more extreme. So, it'll have it'll have double the accuracy it does normally. And it'll slowly revert up to 2 seconds. So this kind of gives them a little combat mode. Without being too good, because their kill times are still very slow. So I think this would be enough to make it fair. And then a little bit extra damage would be helpful, honestly. Mainly to objects. Like, the object damage on Nova's really bad. So I think this is okay. Gal. I think its grounded RNG goes a little bit too far, so I would reduce it slightly. Actually, probably more than that. The main thing is the feet paint buff. So for those who don't know, if you are shooting with the 96, it only paints your feet every 5 shots. So if you're shooting at someone and they paint over you, you're doomed. Like, painting over a 96 as they fire is ridiculously good. And I don't mind that being a weakness, but, like, 5 shots is too much. So it should be 3. I think 3rd shot would be fair. But, like, 2 is... Or not 2. 5 is crazy. 5 is actually crazy. Arrow kill time is bad? Yes. Arrow kills at the same time as Splattershot Pro. Yep. Same kill time. So yes. Even if you hit all 5 shots, which does not happen most of the time, it's still going to be pretty slow. So yeah, that is a thing. I think L3 and Squiffer main weapon-wise are in pretty good spots, but like a little nudge would be good. Maybe you know what, I think Mini can get it as well. I was opposed to it before, but I think Zimmy is kind of doomed to be mid because of Bubble. So I think Mini should just be like one of those weapons where it's like the main weapon is very good to compensate for the kit, which is like solid but not super good. So we can give it to Mini. H3 is obvious. I don't need to talk about it. Dynamo. Pretty obvious. Talked about it before. YouTuber have talked about. Let's see. Yeah, I still want Piercing Full Charge is new. Blob is the same. Okay. Let's add some new weapons to this that I haven't talked about before. So let's boot open the game, because all of these are the same. Let's talk about a few main weapons I haven't talked about before. Would I not change Bubble? Yeah, I think, like... I think you kind of can't buff Bubble. Because it's gonna just be, like, awfully annoying. And it's not, like... Bubble is usable if it's your third special to comp. Or, like, fourth special. So I think it's... I can't think of anything to do with it, really. Ink efficiency and paint? Nah, I think Gluga... I think Gluga just has to be in the spot it's in with the kit it's on. But I did want to change some things. Let's see. These are perma-doomed even if I did buff the main, so I don't care. These are all good except Dynamo. Maybe I could give Roller a little something. Your roller's really bad? It's not. But I do feel like giving it a small buff. What to give Roller? I kind of want to give it a paint buff. Because I feel like if it could get its special, it would be so much more scary. And it honestly could get, like, a small painting buff. Without, like, painting well. And it kind of helps because it really relies on its special. Yeah, it is also getting the curling change, but I think still, like... I think it just needs to get special more. Better at painting the user's feet? I mean, don't all rollers have that problem? Here, pretty sure every single roller in the game doesn't paint its own feet. 90% sure that's just a mechanic. So it'd be kind of weird to change that. Like, that's intended, I'm pretty sure. Yeah. Yeah. Every roller. That's just how it works. Anyway, the rest of the rollers are pretty good, actually. These we've already touched on. Let's see. So this is something Fuzzy talked about that I initially thought would probably be too much. But in hindsight, I think he might have been right. Nothing should be 170. Explo is okay, but the more I think about it, the more it could use a small nudge. And I think shot velocity is like the main thing you can change. No YouTube music. I am still listening. Please stop pausing my song randomly. Like, this traveling faster would make, like, fighting with the weapon better, mainly, you know? Like, it doesn't really change its paints, but it would make it way better at, like, actually fighting people. And since this game has a bit more mobility, I think it having a slightly faster shot travel time actually makes sense. And you would still have to lead your shots, but not as much. Yeah, 50. Like, I think this is fine. So, 30. I think 50 is enough. Anyway. Alright, other weapons. Why did I switch tabs? Okay, what else? I don't know what you can give to Hydra. Wait, Hydra's 190? Oh, wow. I thought Hydra was 200. Okay. Okay. I want to buff dualies and dually swelchers. Oh, I already have that. The 1% in consumption buff. Okay, we did that already. Never mind. Rellas, blasters. This is a problem. By the way, I can jump, I still can't make it. Yeah. Try? Guys, I said try is one of the better main weapons in the game. This is why. Like... Even this thing is a 5-shot at try range. Or, like, it's very awkward. Nope. I think you can do it, but, like... No. Yeah, you have to jump. Yeah. Not very easy. So, yeah. I think Octobrush could use another buff. But Octobrush can roll. Yeah, but its roll's bad. So that's exactly what we're gonna buff. We're gonna make its roll actually good. Simple. Cool. Oh, and one more thing. Now we're done. Ah, yes, bows. We need to change both. Cool, that's good for you. Now here's the hard part. Do you change Kraken? Yes, I gave it 3 buffs. 10 didn't have damage drop off? Forget how it works, but it is inconsistent. Maybe you're right, though. No, this is inconsistent. Oh, the pellets spread out more. Oh, okay, I see the wording mistake. Yes, never mind. I get what you mean. This should instead be worded as pellet spread. That's the term. Thank you. That's correct. Okay. Anyway, I want to give this thing a nudge. So how do we nudge this thing a tiny bit? I'm thinking we just buff the strafe speed by like 5%. Yeah, I'm thinking similar to reflux, just make it a bit faster. I'm thinking just make it walk a bit more. Yeah. Okay. That feels like everything to fix the game. Then all the problems are solved. Someone's gonna take that seriously. Nah, the AoE is fine. You get hit by 2 of these, you take 58 damage. I think 28 is fine. No, I've done a whole video on the maps. I did a whole video so I didn't have to talk about them again. So they have been discussed. They're done. Yeah, I think a bit faster strafe speed is like mainly what it needs. Alright. Yeah, well, I have a patch video on the most important changes that I would want to put in the game. So, the paste bin was a lie. I'm not going to lay out, like, alright, here are the things I want next patch. That will be a YouTube video soon. So, you'll have to see it then. For now, I think that is all the patch stuff to talk about. So, fun!